So the title of this video is called The Reality of Instagram Couples, and we wanted to get real and raw with everybody that's watching this video because it's just something that we've talked about and that we've done personally. So we're going to use ourselves as an example of, you know, Instagram and the behind the scenes of Instagram, because we are guilty of just posting like pictures where we look good and where it's almost like we are perfect and we live this perfect life and we have this perfect marriage, and it seems like we have it all figured out as a married couple, but in all reality we don't. And I don't want anybody to look at my Instagram and just be fooled and think, oh, she has it all together, because there's been times where I look at people's Instagram and I'll look at different couples and things like that, and I know everyone else does this too, and you just start kind of wishing like you had that life, or you know, that you did what they do or whatever, and you start to feel bad about your relationship because you see all these really nice smiling photos. We like to post good stuff, we like to post Pinterest worthy photos on our Instagram, right? We get to choose what we put on social media. You know, I get to show you whatever I want to show you on my feed. I get to allow you to think that I have this perfect life and that we have a perfect marriage, but we don't. And because a lot of people only post the good stuff about marriage, it makes other people think that's what marriage is supposed to be: flawless, perfect, Pinterest, like no arguments, no bad, no nothing, like, and it's just not real. We want to share with you guys the things that we've been through, so you guys understand that, you know, we're not that perfect Instagram couple and nobody else is. And when you're looking at other people's Instagram feed, it's not real. Like, in a sense, like, we've taken photos and we're so mad at each other and we still take the photo, and it like, that's not what we were feeling at the time. We were like, we'll take a photo and we act all happy, but we were really irritated at each other, and then we post it on Instagram and it's fake because at that time we were pissed off at each other and it's not real, and we just did it for social media, and it's wrong. We've come a long way from a lot of brokenness and just baggage, all of that stuff. So basically, we got engaged, and we, after like what, how long had it been? Couple months that we were engaged, like, got so bad, like, with arguing and just disagreeing and handling things. It got really bad where we had to say, okay, you know what, this is getting really bad, like, we need help. And it's okay to ask for help, to need help in your marriage. And it is okay if your marriage does not look like what you see on Instagram. It's okay. Relax, breathe. You're okay, you're normal. You have a normal marriage. So, long story short, we got to counseling. And this is very humbling for us to say, but we went to counseling before we got married, okay? It continued on for a year straight, I believe, and then like on and off for 2 more years. So yeah, we basically have been in marriage counseling for 3 years, and we've been married for 4. That's how bad it was. And you know, we're okay with that because we needed that, like it, and that's why it's so humbling to say, because I haven't been keeping it real. I haven't been keeping it 100, and I allow people to think like this is my reality, and it's just not. And it's something that God's been, you know, pulling on our hearts to do, and to just be real and say, look, you know what, we're not perfect, and that's okay if you're not perfect, and if your marriage isn't perfect, it's okay. But I mean, if it wasn't for God, like, we probably wouldn't have been able to stick it out, honestly, because it just was that hard. Like, it was really hard, and there's a lot of times that we wanted to both give up, and it was just that hard. if it wasn't for like counseling and, you know, like he said, like the godly wisdom that we've received from people that we love and respect, it just probably, we would have given up a long time ago. But because of God's, you know, example of true love and what he's done for us as individuals, you know, that's what's kind of allowed us to always look at the standard, you know, and that's what has kind of kept, for sure, our marriage like as one. Like that's what's kept our marriage going.
Yesterday was my birthday and we were at Disneyland having a lot of fun and just venturing there, and something that my wife said, she said, it's not always Disneyland. And I thought that was a great point to let everyone know, like it's not always like we're at Disneyland. We love to travel. I travel a lot doing the music ministry, and it's a blessing that I get to take my wife with me a lot of the places, but just because we're always doing these different things doesn't mean that we're always having this fantasy world. And so a lot of those things are very fun and special to us, but the reality is that we're not living in a fantasy world, and we don't do that every single day.
So don't feel bad about your personal life, your personal marriage, your relationship, if it doesn't look like that, because, you know, it's almost like fantasy land, you know?
Yeah.
And
every person's story is different, and you want to be unique. You want to be yourself, and you know you will grow in your relationship that you're in as you continue to love as God's loved, and you know, enjoy those times, but know that you don't have to be someone else. You can be yourself and be happy with who God's created you to be.
Yep. And you know, just don't fall into that thinking, and because it'll just lead you to be like super depressed and just feeling like worthless, like especially like as a couple, or maybe like as even just a person, because you feel like everybody's doing it right besides you, and you're the only one that doesn't have it figured out. And it's just not true. You know, nobody posts the bad, and that's why people start to think that way, that, you know, they're living this miserable life and everyone's got everything going on for them, and, you know, they have a perfect life, and it's not reality.